Have you ever wondered how a video game series could become a gateway to understanding complex historical periods and cultures? Assassin's Creed, particularly its foundational entries, stands as a remarkable example. It masterfully weaves a compelling narrative around the enigmatic Nizari Ismaili sect, often known as the Assassins, offering players an immersive, albeit fictionalized, journey into medieval Islamic civilization. The very name, assassin, conjures images of shadowy figures and clandestine operations. In the historical context, this term is deeply rooted in the Nizari Ismaili branch of Shia Islam. Active from the 11th to the 13th centuries, they were a distinct and often misunderstood religious and political movement. Their story is far more intricate than popular myth suggests. The Nizari Ismailis emerged from a schism within Ismaili Shia Islam, distinguishing themselves through their unique theological interpretations and organizational structure. They established a network of fortified mountain strongholds across Persia and Syria, with Alamut Castle serving as their legendary headquarters. These fortresses were not merely military outposts, but centers of learning and spiritual devotion. Their strategic use of targeted assassinations against political and religious adversaries earned them a fearsome reputation. This tactic, while effective, led to the pejorative term hashashin being applied to them by their enemies. This Arabic term, often linked to hashish eaters, was a derogatory label, propagated by crusaders and medieval chroniclers designed to discredit and dehumanize them. The historical reality of the Nizari Ismailis is far removed from the drug-addled fanatics depicted in some accounts. They were highly disciplined, intellectually sophisticated, and deeply committed to their spiritual and political cause. Their actions were calculated, aimed at destabilizing powerful enemies and protecting their community in a volatile geopolitical landscape. Understanding this distinction is crucial for appreciating the historical nuances that inspired the game. Central to the Nizari Ismaili narrative is the towering figure of Hassan-i Sabbah. Born in Qom, Persia, around 1050, he was a brilliant scholar and strategist. After years of dedicated study and political activism, he seized Alamut Castle in 1090, transforming it into the impregnable heart of the Nizari state. He became known as the Old Man of the Mountain to Western chroniclers, a title that further fueled the myths surrounding him. Hassan-i Sabbah was not merely a military leader, he was a spiritual guide and an intellectual force. He meticulously organized the Nizari Dawah missionary call and established a hierarchical structure that ensured loyalty and discipline. His leadership transformed a scattered movement into a formidable power, capable of challenging the dominant Seljuk Empire and even influencing the Crusader states. The popular myth of Hassan-i Sabbah luring recruits with promises of paradise, facilitated by drugs, is largely a fabrication. This narrative, popularized by Marco Polo, served to demonize the Ismailis and justify their persecution. In reality, their followers were drawn by a profound spiritual conviction and a desire for justice in a turbulent world. The game's portrayal of Al-Mualim, while fictionalized, draws heavily from the mystique and authority attributed to Hassan-i Sabbah. The very first Assassin's Creed game, released in 2007, plunged players directly into the heart of the medieval Levant during the Third Crusade. This setting was a deliberate and brilliant choice, providing a rich historical canvas for the game's narrative. Players explored meticulously recreated Islamic cities like Damascus, Jerusalem, and Acre, experiencing the vibrant culture and architectural grandeur of the era. The game's protagonist, Altair ibn Ahad, is a member of a secret order of assassins, operating from their mountain stronghold of Masyaf. This fictionalized location is a clear homage to Alamut and the real Nizari fortresses. The game's narrative, centered around the conflict between the assassins and the Templars, cleverly overlays a fictional struggle onto a genuine historical backdrop of religious and political strife. The attention to detail in Assassin's Creed was groundbreaking. The bustling marketplaces, the call to prayer echoing through the streets, the distinct clothing of the inhabitants, and the intricate geometric patterns adorning buildings all contributed to an unparalleled sense of immersion. For many players, this was their first genuine exposure to the visual and auditory richness of medieval Islamic civilization, presented not as an exotic backdrop, but as a living, breathing world. One of the most striking aspects of the Assassin's Creed series, particularly the earlier titles, is its commitment to architectural and cultural authenticity. The game developers undertook extensive research to accurately depict the cities and environments. This dedication resulted in stunning recreations of iconic Islamic architectural styles, from the intricate mosaics of mosques to the imposing fortifications of citadels. Players could traverse the minarets of Damascus, scale the walls of Acre, and navigate the labyrinthine streets of Jerusalem, all rendered with remarkable fidelity. The distinct features of Mamluk, Ayyubid, and Crusader architecture were meticulously integrated, providing a visual feast for history enthusiasts. This wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about creating a believable historical space that felt lived in and authentic. Beyond architecture, the games incorporated numerous cultural elements. The clothing of NPCs, the traditional music, the Arabic dialogue, and even the daily routines of the inhabitants reflected careful study. These details, often subtle, collectively built a rich tapestry that transported players. For students and researchers, these games offer a unique, interactive way to visualize and engage with historical periods that might otherwise remain abstract. The core tenet of the Assassin's Creed, "Nothing is true, everything is permitted," is perhaps its most iconic philosophical statement. While seemingly nihilistic, within the game's lore, it represents a profound call for critical thinking, questioning dogma, and embracing individual freedom. This concept, though fictionalized, bears intriguing parallels to certain aspects of historical Ismaili thought. Ismaili philosophy, particularly the concept of ta'wil, esoteric interpretation, encouraged followers to look beyond the literal meaning of religious texts and seek deeper hidden truths. This intellectual tradition fostered a spirit of inquiry and a rejection of blind adherence to exoteric dogma. In a sense, it encouraged a form of intellectual liberation, where established truths could be re-examined. While the game's creed is a dramatic simplification, it resonates with the historical Ismaili's emphasis on knowledge, reason, and the pursuit of inner understanding. The assassins in the game, much like their historical counterparts, operate outside conventional societal norms, driven by a higher purpose that transcends superficial rules. This philosophical depth elevates the game beyond mere entertainment, inviting players to ponder complex ethical dilemmas. Ubisoft, the developers behind Assassin's Creed, have navigated a delicate balance between historical inspiration and responsible representation. While drawing heavily from the Nizari Ismailis, they have been careful to avoid directly linking their fictional assassins to Islam in a way that could be seen as endorsing or promoting a specific religious viewpoint. This approach was a conscious decision to broaden the game's appeal and avoid potential misinterpretations or controversies. To achieve this, the developers introduced elements that mystify the assassins' origins, presenting them as a secret order with their own universal code and beliefs, rather than a strictly religious one. The overarching narrative of the first civilization, the Apples of Eden, and the sci-fi elements of the Animus serve to frame the assassin's struggle as a timeless conflict between order and chaos, freedom and control, transcending specific historical or religious contexts. This disassociation allows the games to explore universal moral complexities. The assassin's actions, often violent, are presented with their consequences, forcing players to confront the ethical dilemmas inherent in their pursuit of justice. The focus shifts from religious dogma to the moral ambiguities of power, choice, and the impact of violence, making the narrative accessible and thought-provoking for a global audience. Furthermore, the Assassin's Creed series has been lauded for its increasingly positive and nuanced depictions of Islamic characters and cultural elements. Games like Assassin's Creed Mirage, set in 9th century Baghdad, exemplify this commitment. They showcase the golden age of Islam, highlighting its scientific advancements, intellectual vibrancy, and cultural richness, often challenging Western stereotypes. These portrayals move beyond simplistic representations, presenting diverse characters with complex motivations and showcasing the beauty and sophistication of Islamic civilization. For Islamic culture fans, this offers a rare and welcome opportunity to see their heritage celebrated in a mainstream entertainment medium. For students and researchers, it provides a valuable counter-narrative to often one-dimensional historical accounts. The Assassin's Creed series has evolved significantly since its inception, exploring diverse historical periods and cultures. While later games ventured into ancient Egypt, Greece, and the Viking Age, the foundational connection to the Nizari Ismailis and medieval Islamic history remains a cornerstone of its identity. This initial deep dive set a precedent for the series' commitment to historical immersion. The games serve as a powerful form of historical fiction, blending meticulously researched facts with compelling narrative invention. They are not history textbooks, nor do they claim to be. Instead, they are interactive experiences that spark curiosity, encouraging players to delve deeper into the real history that inspired them. This blend makes them particularly engaging for gamers who are also history enthusiasts. The legacy of Assassin's Creed lies not just in its entertainment value, but in its educational impact. It has introduced millions of players to a period of history and a culture that might otherwise remain obscure. It has demonstrated the potential of video games as a medium for cultural exploration and historical understanding, fostering a greater appreciation for the complexities and richness of human civilization. Assassin's Creed stands as a testament to the power of interactive storytelling in bridging the gap between entertainment and education. By drawing inspiration from the enigmatic Nizari Ismailis and the vibrant tapestry of medieval Islamic civilization, the series has created a unique platform for cultural exploration and historical inquiry. It carefully balances historical authenticity with narrative freedom, offering a compelling, albeit fictionalized, journey into a fascinating past. Whether you're a seasoned gamer, a history enthusiast, a student of Islamic culture, or a researcher seeking new perspectives, Assassin's Creed offers a rich and rewarding experience. It challenges perceptions, sparks curiosity, and ultimately invites us to look beyond the surface and appreciate the intricate layers of history that shape our world. Now we want to hear from you. Which historical period in Assassin's Creed captivated you the most, and what did you learn from it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analyses, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our explorations into the fascinating intersections of gaming, history, and culture. Your engagement helps us continue bringing these stories to life.